Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with a quick video update looking at the new roads that are coming to the game, as well as some visual range rules. How we see armies moving around the map and like what we're allowed to see, I guess, is being adjusted, as well as these roads that you can see right here. So again, NetEase is kind of popping these things out daily with new information or at least clarification on certain things. So again, like I said yesterday in my video, this one will not be as long as yesterday's, by the way, but I'm happy to be getting some communication. I think a lot of these things, I have to see how they play out first before I really feel strongly about them. The only one in yesterday's, which is linked up in the top right, by the way, the sniping of the reinforcements doesn't make sense to me. But other than that, I think everything else has potential to mechanically make sense and be enjoyable. But we'll see. Again, once it gets in, it could all be horrible. It could all be better than we're expecting. I don't know. But let's talk about the new roads. All right, as always, this will be linked down in the description below if you want to pull this up yourself and read through it. Again, if you like reading a lot of text, knock yourself out. Also down there is the top up link to the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can use that link at sometimes less cost than in games and support the channel. So it's a win-win. But this post here, it starts off, it says Battlefield Evolution related feature updates and adjustments. In the true previous post, we introduced the new marching and confrontation rules, as well as the new army game play features. With the aim of bringing more realism and strategic depth to the battlefield, we have also made adjustments to other related features. Road construction. You may have noticed that there are certain roads in the map Middle Earth which have hitherto been dismissed as mere remnants of old trade routes between regions. Talking about the lighter colored, like path looking things throughout the map, usually connecting to keeps and yada yada yada. I'll show in a second if you guys know what I'm talking about. However, these roads play a crucial role in an army marching operation from now on. In the new version, tacticians can dispatch armies to participate in road construction after occupying the neutral structures at both ends of the roads. The roads run between two structures, two keeps, and if you occupy both of them, you are then able to reconstruct or repair the road. Participating in construction will grant a considerable amount of contribution. Once construction is completed, the corresponding road tiles will gain additional durability and will significantly increase the speed of ground forces marching across them. If the road is occupied by enemies or you lose control of the structures at both ends of the road will return to its unconstructed state, losing its durability bonus and march speed boost effect. So again, you can contribute to help your team rebuild these. Probably something similar to structure tasks in Rebuilding Glory, or maybe you can even get like higher star tasks to do on the road. I don't know, but some kind of contribution thing that you can send, hopefully, pathers to go do. And then if you have both keeps, you actually construct a road, which we'll look at in just a second with the picture. So it says here, making good use of roads can help armies march more smoothly and swiftly on the battlefield. Tacticians can also gain the initiative in battle by destroying the opponent's constructed roads or seizing the structures at both ends of these roads. So here you can see we have the road that's constructed up here, and this is what they look like now, just these kind of like dirt paths, I guess. So you can see Dane marching across this. Here's another one where you can actually see the whole road, obviously at one end of a keep. And so this road leads to another structure. And if you have both of those, you can construct this. Again, is it game changing? I don't think so. It's kind of interesting. It allows for when you control your regions, you allow yourself to move a little bit more quickly, which is nice. And the extra durability, again, surrounding these, it sounds like. When you're defending, will it play a part? Sometimes, but it probably depends on what direction the road is facing. And I feel like people will just bypass it and go for taking keeps instead of like taking heavier durability tiles. Also, when they say increased durability, do they mean doubled? Do they mean tripled? Like, is it something you'll have to actually siege down almost like a structure? Or is it, you know, just a little bit more beefy of a tile? I think that's the question. Because yes, if you could use roads as not a blockade, but as just something that's a little bit more substantial for stuff people to have to go through. They can't just one shot or whatever, or maybe it, you know, you need a full siege march or whatever it is. Then I think it does add some strategic stuff, but I think it also depends on the way the roads are going. So if the road is going east to west, you know, and you're battling north to south, it may not matter. But if the way they're coming lines up with where this road is and it can help, sure, I think it's fine. But I don't know. nobody's asking. I think this is the thing, and I don't know if Infinite Borders this is a thing. Maybe that's more what's happening. I think the thing that I get frustrated with all these updates is I'm glad we're getting communication. I'm glad that they're working on stuff. However, it's just not what people are asking for. The healing needs to be fixed as soon as possible, and they've mentioned that. Unit damage, in my opinion, needs to be adjusted so there is a wider meta that people can use. It's not just Dane and Bayorn with Gandalf the White that just kills everything. So, I don't know. These aren't the things we're asking for, so it's hard to be like, oh, this is great, guys. Like, what a great feature, when we need some commanders reworked who are just bad, or we need troops made better, or there are bugs that need fixed, or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. I don't know. Curious what you guys think, but that is the first part of this post, talking about the roads. Next up is the visual range rules. And this is sort of important to how to kind of navigate or adjust when you see enemies doing things. But it says armies marching or stationed on the map will gain a 2-tile visual range. Your resource tiles will not grant you visual range by default anymore, or if you have tiles, you see more. But if the land is connected to your settlement, forts, or other personal structures, you will gain additional 2 tiles visual range. So if it's connected to something you own, that does. If it's just a random resource tile, it's not going to give you visual range. Once an enemy enters your visual range, the starting point and destination of its course of action will be fully exposed. You'll be able to track its movements even if it leaves your visual range. However, if the enemy army receives a different command or changes their direction after leaving your visual range, you will lose track of its movements. So again, I don't know if they've gotten into all the nitty-gritty details of like what all our actions that we're gonna be able to do are. When marching, I know you can stop marches, at least that was in the PB2, the second PBE. So it sounds like we're gonna have more choices with armies that are moving around, and if it's happening in your visual range, great. If it happens outside of it, you won't be able to track them anymore. So again, sounds interesting. Some strategic gameplay involving movements and trying to predict and catch armies or whatever it is. Is it what we're asking for necessarily? No, but I think that ship has sailed. So we read that one. So last but not least, it says, with these adjustments to visual range rules, reconnaissance and counter reconnaissance will become increasingly important tactical considerations on the battlefields of the future, and will perhaps produce unexpected and amazing results when planning ambushes and surprise attacks. Get a picture of Dane marching here. I am assuming this is outside of the visual range because that they're just showing that this is the 2x2 range of a commander out. So if someone's going through here, you can see it, but if they are outside of it or they change if they've gone outside, you can't. So again, interesting. These new Battlefield Evolution updates are expected to launch in the upcoming Season 1 Rise to War and Campaign Rings Power Kings of Men. So the Battlefield Evolution, I assume they're talking about everything that they've been talking about, like the new March features, the Colossal units, all of that. But they say the new Battlefield Evolution updates are expected to launch in the upcoming Season 1 and Kings of Men, which if you check back in right now, the Kings of Men has a big Battlefield Evolutions on it, so that's not surprising. I hope it includes everything, because I think we're all just like tired of like semi-game changing updates and just want to get used to the game if we keep wanting to play. So just every season being like, hey, new mechanic being rolled out that like you have to figure out. These updates will gradually be implemented in other campaigns in the future. Keep an eye out for our upcoming announcements to find out more about the detailed update schedule. So I don't know. It's interesting. Is it game changing, game breaking? I don't think so. But again, until we see it in game, it's gonna be hard to see how it's used, if it's actually impactful at all, or if it's something that people have to really rely on and do unless they want to be at a disadvantage. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Again, Netty's just been busy with these updates, so I'm going to keep the kind of updates and thoughts on them coming for you guys. And as always, I'll see you guys in a future video.